What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Another episode of the Crypto Breakdown. I am your host, Ryan Mata. Topic of the day, Bitmain and Kadena. This partnership is going to be epic. And if you guys stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to do some Kadena price predictions, so stay tuned. So we're going to dive into a little bit of the history behind Bitmain and what that did for the price of Bitcoin, and not just the price and what they do with mining equipment, but what they do with mining pools, farms, and how much attention a partnership like this is going to bring to Kadena. And I want to say that strategically, as a business investment, Bitmain could have made no better investment, no better decision. There's going to be no bigger ROI long-term than this partnership with Kadena. And the new KA3 miner will blow your mind when I show you these statistics. It's off the hook. Ready? Let's dive deep. So check out the Bitmain KA3 166 terahash. Previously, the most advanced Kadena miner was like 36 terahash. And I think that was even pushing it. I think 32 was more accurate. Thing is 518% more powerful than any Kadena miner in the industry. 518%. So profitability income, it is making you $76 a day, a month $2,298, in a year $27,587. Now, they have not released an official price on this, but when it comes to mining equipment, Bitmain, in my personal opinion, is always very, very fair on price. The only thing that I've ever heard people complain about is shipping deadlines and not actually getting accurate timeframes on when mining equipment is going to arrive. The model is the Antminer KA3. It's 166 terahash from Bitcoin, mining the Kadena algorithm with a maximum hash rate of 166 terahashes for a power consumption of 3,154 watts. That is so freaking efficient, it blows your mind. So if I've done my math right, this thing is 17 inches by 11.5 inches by 7.5 inches, give or take. It's all in millimeters. Weight is 16,000 grams. So weight, if I did the math on this right, is roughly 35 pounds, 36 pounds, give or take. Noise decibel is 80 dB, so it's going to be very loud. And Bitmain is already making liquid cooled mining equipment for Bitmain, and I want to see the terahash on those is up in the couple hundreds, like 250 or 260. So I think that this is just the start of what Bitmain's going to do for Kadena. And if I had to take a price, I know that they haven't put a price on it yet. I would assume that this is going to be around 15 to 20,000. If they launch this unit for 15 to 20,000, man, oh man. So I do think that the only bad thing would be if they charge too much money for this, just like Goldshell just did. And look what that did to Goldshell, right? We know that they're very profitable, but if they're gonna roll out the next edition at 250 terahash, I would say that this thing should be around 20,000, 15,000, 20,000. Now, these are resellers. I don't think that these are anybody that's actually has these in stock yet. So that's just the prices that they're putting on them. 27,000 with free shipping and not having to pay import tax. Yeah, because these things are only this profitable because there's not 50 farms out there already running them. Once there are, and all these units are out there, I would assume that this profitability will drastically decrease. But if the value of Kadena keeps going up, could be a completely different story. So very, very, very exciting. So let me run you guys through the history really quick. In 2013, Bitmain was founded, and the company's first BTC miner, the Antminer S1, was mass produced and delivered to customers. In 2014, they launched the BTC Antminer S2, S3, S4, and S5. Each model got significantly more efficient and better than the previous model. In 2014, they also launched Antpool, one of the world's leading mining pools. In 2015, they launched BTC.com, and they also ranked top in the Bitcoin mining server market to data. In 2016, they launched the Antminer S9, leading the industry into the era of 100J/T. They also launched the Sofin, an artificial intelligence AI brand. Wow, I didn't know that. In 2017, they launched Antminer servers that mine Dash, D3, LTC, and SC-A3. And it looks like a couple more. In 2018, they launched the Antminer servers that mine Ethereum, Zcash, Dash, D5, LTC, L3 plus L5, and DCR, and XMC, the X3. In 2018, they launched Bitdeer, a cryptocurrency cloud mining service platform. In 2019, they launched the Antminer S17 series, leading the industry into the era of 40JT. In 2020, they launched the Bitcoin Antminer S19, leading the industry to the era of 30JT. In 2021, they launched the Bitcoin miner Antminer S19 XP, leading the industry into the era of 20JT. They began to promote hydro cooling mining and containers. They launched the Antminer servers that mine ETH, E9, D7, and LTC, and more. And then in 2022, they launched the BTC Hydro Cooling products, Antminer S9 Hide series and the Antminer Hydro Cooling AntSpace HK3. So who is Bitmain? Bitmain is the world's leading manufacturer of cryptocurrency mining services through its brand Antminer, which has long maintained a global market share and leading position in technology, serving customers across over 100 countries and regions. The company has subsidiaries in China, the United States, Singapore, Malaysia, Kazakhstan, and other locations. Bitmain offers cutting-edge technology and power efficiency, providing the global blockchain network with advanced computational infrastructure and solutions. Since established in 2013, the hash rate of Antminer BTC miners has been increasing by 3 orders of magnitude, while the power efficiency of Antminer BTC miners have improved by 2 orders of magnitude. Bitmain's vision is to create a better digital world. So now I want to get into these charts and show you the statistics of what value a company like Bitmain, just one company, added to the Bitcoin ecosystem, and it's really going to blow your mind. I know a lot of people are talking about hash power, so we're going to talk about the massive wave of hash power that's going to come into the Kadena ecosystem and why that is such a good thing. Ready? Let's dive deep. So this is the Bitcoin chart back in 2013. So this was the price of Bitcoin in January 1st, and the price of Bitcoin was $9.19. And that's when Bitmain decided to step in the game and start manufacturing these ASIC miners for Bitcoin. From the start of Bitmain's partnership with Bitcoin, or integrating or making Bitcoin part of their business model, we can see that the price of Bitcoin ran up by 12,736% over a 301-day period. So if we take a look at Bitcoin's network difficulty and we go back to the charts and we look at January of 2013, right when Bitmain stepped in the game, the hash rate was at 23. I want to say petty hashes, but this is in million and I'm not a miner, but you guys get what I'm saying. So it was at 23. By 2015, let's just say 3 years later. 3 years later, the network difficulty was over 1 million. 1 million. That is an increase in hash power in Bitcoin's network hash power by like 20,000%. So when we talk about what does that do for mining, the idea behind mining is you want that skin in the game, right? You want these mining manufacturers to be producing top quality, highest, fastest, most efficient mining equipment, because what that does is it forces people with older equipment that are mining with dirty energy. If your energy is expensive, if you're not running off renewable energy and it's very dirty and very expensive, well, guess what? Your mining equipment's no longer going to be able to mine. I know everybody was loving Kadena, where you could literally buy a miner for $1,000. Well, Goldshell was selling them for at $6,000 or something crazy like that. $6,000 for a KD box miner, right? It's awesome if you could run off 120, you could plug this thing in and you're just gonna mine and make all this money. But if everybody was doing that and everybody was making all those mining rewards and it was really that easy, do you think the coin would really have any value? No. What adds value is big players like this stepping in the game and investing millions, if not hundreds of millions, maybe even billions of dollars into producing and manufacturing mining equipment that's gonna be at that next level. Kadena is something that you can mine for the next 100 years. So when you talk about a business making a smart investing decision or making that next big move, Kadena just added a century to the life of Bitmain. Litecoin probably wasn't going to make it. Dogecoin, don't know why anybody mines it, right? Any of these other Zcash, not going to be here. Bitcoin, 99% of Bitcoin are going to be mined by 2040. I think it's 99.6% of Bitcoin are going to be mined by 2040. So the Bitcoin mining game could come to a screeching halt. But what Bitmain did with this partnership with Kadena is they guaranteed that their business is going to be able to operate for another 100 years. Their kids will be able to run this business. And because they've established themselves and they have the connections, they have the designs, like somebody else jumping in the game and making better mining equipment or more mining equipment, I just don't really see it. And what I love about Bitmain is they never price gouge. Why does mining equipment never go up? Because when you launch a new machine like this and it's super profitable, everybody wants one because they're so incentivized to order these and order them in bulk. So if Bitmain offers a fair price on these machines and they constantly sell out, that's the name of the game. So if we jump over here to Wikipedia, in 2018, they had a negative operation cash flow. According to TechCrunch, they reported that they had unsold inventory ballooned to $1 billion in the second quarter of 2018. in February 2019, Bitmain had lost about $500 million in the third quarter of 2018. Bitmain issued a statement saying the rumors are not true and they will make an announcement in due course. These mining manufacturers don't want to be sitting on a ton of inventory. They want their inventory to sell. So when Bitmain comes out and they launch this KA3 miner, and if it's affordable and it's a really good price, what's going to happen? They're going to sell like crazy, right? And that's going to force their competition to step their game up. There is absolutely no point in anybody making an ASIC miner that mines less than 166 terahash. So that becomes the bar. And what this is going to do is it's going to force all of that old equipment to either migrate to very, very renewable energy, running off solar power. You're not paying electricity, you're going to be profitable. But if you're paying more than probably 13 cents or 25 cents per kilowatt hour, I mean, you're not going to be profitable. And that's how this industry is designed to work. That's how mining is supposed to work. And when you see a partnership with Bitmain, a billion-dollar business, making Kadena a part of their business model, that's going to signal to the rest of the world. It's going to signal to all these major farms. We're probably going to see Bitmain would be crazy to not be running a massive scale Kadena mining farm. And I believe they just started Antpool. So that's huge. And I want to say they have a total of at least 7 Bitcoin mining farms all over the globe in 5 or 6 different countries. So I would assume in a very short period of time that Bitmain will be running some very large scale mining farms. And that's what happens when we see these large scale mining farms. There's no incentivization for any of these large mining farms to be selling Kadena at $1.40. So the idea is that if these bigger farms get into the game, they're going to be the ones that's acquiring a lot of this new Kadena that's getting released out into supply. And if they're smart, they're going to hold it, because whatever they mine right now, they're mining so much faster and so much more efficient than everybody else. Bitmain is making money hand over fist with these miners, and any farm that gets this first order of miners, man, oh man, it's going to be bonkers, guys. So shout out to Bitmain, shout out to everybody watching this video. Let's see some Kadena price predictions real quick. So if we swing over to TradingView and we take a look at the price of Kadena, and we see this massive, massive rally. When Kadena was right here, Goldshell was selling Kadena mining equipment for like a normal price, $5,000 or $10,000 for a miner. By the time that Kadena got up to $9, Goldshell had jacked their prices up to $60,000. Don't quote me on that exact price with shipping and handling and importing, but I watch people in our community buying KD5s for $40,000. I watch them buying KD6s for $60,000. And that KD6, if Bitmain launches a newer model, let's say 190 terahash or 200 terahash, those things are going to be absolutely useless. And that's how this game works. That's why it's so important to buy the latest and greatest mining equipment. Don't go buy those Goldshell trash miners, the 36 terahash, because they're not going to be irrelevant in a year. You'll be lucky if they're relevant in 6 months, let alone a year. So unless you're mining off solar power, be very picky and wait. And I've been telling everybody, wait for Bitmain. I mean, if you've heard me say wait for this to happen, drop some comments down below. I've been screaming this from the top of my lungs. So what that means is I think that we are in a major consolidation phase. We have a lot of issues going on with the Kadena network right now. There's a lot of things that have happened over the last couple of weeks, a lot of slowbacks, a lot of halts. But if the Kadena network was operating and products were building and packed documents and everything else was done that we need to do, that needs to be done, Kadena wouldn't be falling down. People would be running to FOMO in. But everybody thinks that Kadena is going to break down to lower lows, and I personally would not be surprised. It's hard to think that anybody's going to be selling Kadena at $1.40. You normally get sell pressure when people are in the profit. So if we keep going down lower, the only people that are going to be in the profit on Kadena are people that are running the KA3 miners, legit. So I don't really see much sell pressure coming down lower to these areas. Every time we've hit down here, prices always rallied. This time it was all the way up to 340. Time over here was all the way back up to 240. Time over here was back up to 240. So I think we're going to come down maybe to $1.25, maybe to $1 at the very lowest. I would say $1. But I'm building long positions because if we look at RSI and we take a look at Kadena on the 4-hour RSI, we just bottomed out or very close to bottoming right here. And if you see price at $1.61 and down here at $1.41, what do we see RSI doing? Putting in drastically higher highs. And I'm not just making predictions out of my butt. I am building long positions into Kadena. So you can see that my entry price is at $1.49. I have a $1,676 long position building on Kadena, and I plan to add to that position. So I have another $1,000 limit order right before my stop loss at $1.29, and then another $1,000 limit order at $1.27. So I'm actually going to add, I'm going to double, I'm going to go over, because Kadena just hasn't broke down any lower. And that'll put me at a $3,000 position, and it'll probably bring my entry price close to we'll split this difference. Actually, I'll bring it even lower. So that'll put my entry price at about $1.32. If I got this one hit at $1.27 and this one hit at $1.29, it would bring my entry price probably down from $1.49 all the way down to $1.33. Because I'm going to add 2,000 and 2,000. I'm actually going to add 4,000. So I'm going to add $4,000 more to this long position on Kadena if price comes down to $1.29/$1.27. That'll move my liquidation price down to, I don't know, probably like $1 something. And then if I have to, I'll add another $4,000 to it and bring my entry price down. Because how much farther are we going to come down in this type of market? Who's going to be selling their Kadena at $1.25? Nobody. Nobody was willing to sell it at $1.35 last time and drop price below. So I just don't see it coming much lower. And then where am I going to take profit on that next long? I don't know. The October rally is normally the best. Out of all rallies in a bear market, the October, November, we're going into election season. We don't have a Fed meeting after tomorrow. We don't have another Fed meeting in October. So as long as, and gosh forbid, if inflation were to come out next month and actually come down a little again, we saw what that did last time, massive rally. So I'm expecting a pretty big rally here. I'm trying to build long into Bitcoin and I'm trying to build long into Kadena right now. So I have lower positions set on Bitcoin as well at 17,500, I believe. $17,719. So again, right above my stop loss. We definitely have one major market correction coming. Like I'm thinking the mother of all crashes, probably where the S&P drops by 25% and we watch Bitcoin free fall 25, 50%. I don't know. It's been pretty bearish. So normally when Bitcoin makes those big plummets down, like 50% falls, it's been after a decent rally. So I'm thinking that going into the end of this year, we might see some type of rally going into December. And then because of extremely high energy costs, people are going to be living paycheck to paycheck. If money was already tight, we're going into winter and they're going to have to heat their house and electricity cost just keeps going up and up and up. And inflation is running rampant in every country. Big countries are going to be defaulting. People are going to be having really hard times paying their bills. And I think we're going to see that cascading landslide of the S&P. But this is what Bitcoin was designed for. These exact environments. We see states like Colorado now allowing people to pay taxes with Bitcoin, right? The more people start using Bitcoin, the more of a demand there is for Bitcoin. The more people educate themselves about money, it's just a matter of time before most of the world wants to start saving in Bitcoin, if not going into Kadena. So I definitely think Bitcoin is still going to do Bitcoin things for the next, I don't know, at least one more bull run, if not two. And then after that, I think the heat's going to shift off when people are like, okay, what can we do with Bitcoin? Where is the real utility in it? Are people actually using it as a store of value, or are they looking into other assets like stable coins and coins like Kadena? We'll have to see. But I definitely think, obviously, Bitcoin makes up 30% of my portfolio. Kadena makes up 60%. Flux makes up 5%. And I got 5% in stables waiting for the mother of all crashes. If not, I'll put it into low cap gems, NFTs, and stuff like that as we go closer into the next bull run. Again, my name's Ryan Matt. Hope you guys enjoyed this content. Big shout out to Bitman. Huge fan of you guys' company. Y'all ever want a professional videographer to make some videos for you and some marketing content for any of those miners you guys get? I'm your guy. Love you guys. Peace.